Welcome to Hops News, the trusted source in beer culture news. Here's your host, Jay Brew, with special guests, the Hoppy Mommy, Lucky, and Mash.
I just want world peace.
Hey, we're going to start it off with a little breaking news. This is some heartbreaking news, to be honest with you. Yeah, I hear...
comes the big sad.
I hear Lucky back there moaning and groaning. If you've paid attention or watched us at all in the recent weeks, you will know that we're probably 3/4 of us are huge college football fans. There was a game scheduled between Appalachian State, it's my alma mater, in Wisconsin, up there where Lucky's at. We actually had tickets, hotel reservations, everything set up. We were going to go meet Lucky in person, have a live episode from Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin, and it all just got shit-canned today by the Big Ten. Thank you, Big Ten.
Pour one out for our homies.
I'm actually drinking a New Glarus for the occasion. I had it saved, but that's the breaking news we're going to start it off with today. And as heartbreaking as that is, I think the reality of it is we'll be lucky to even have a college football season. So breaking news, you heard it maybe not first, but at least second here on Hops News. The Big Ten is shit canning college football outside of the Big Ten. To be honest with you, Lucky, I think you guys were a little scared to play us.
You think that's what it is? I am not going to say that we were scared to play you guys. I think the Big Ten is just the first to fall. I mean, I guess the Ivy League.
They're all pretty much
their sports.
Pac-12's doing it too.
Yeah, I think that's kind of going to be the direction that college football goes this year, and it sucks, man. College football. It's I gamble quite a bit. College football is my favorite sport to gamble on. I follow it very closely, and
This means an account. Don't trust him with your funds. He's going to gamble them all away.
I'm just as sad, if not more sad than you are. I can't believe it. I saw it today. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks. It's pour one out for him.
Yeah, for sure. And we're up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin with you right now. So going to be a heartbreaking season, but I definitely think the Big Ten kind of realized what was coming with Appalachian State coming to town. And really just called uncle instead of having to go through it again, what they went through a couple of years ago.
They already marked it down as a W.
Yeah.
I can't even argue
Penn
that
State.
at this point because it's not going to happen. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So,
yeah.
I'd love to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, whatever, but who knows, man.
Yeah, man. Yep. So what you sipping on up there?
I am sipping on a Cream City Crusher. This is from the Explorium Brew Pub in Greenfield or Greendale, Wisconsin. They're right next to each other, and I always get it mixed up. It's very good. I believe this is seasonal. It's not one of their regular beers that they have, but I picked it up this weekend, and it's really good. Crusher is in the name, and that's exactly what it is. I could drink so many of these, so... This will be one that you guys probably get next time. Really
Hell
good
yeah.
beer.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds good, man. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go check in out there in Mountain Home, Idaho with the closer, Mash. Mash, how are things out there in Idaho this evening?
Oh man, things are good. Nothing new here. It's going to be 101 degrees on Saturday, so I had to make a nice little beer run, pick up some beers at pretty easy to drink in that kind of heat, because I am not about that life whatsoever. God, I hate the heat. I am from New England. I need it to be cold. But yeah, I'm drinking a beer, City of Good it's called. I figured what better time for a nice occasion to break this out. It's a community benefit beer, just a regular IPA, 5%. You know, your general run-of-the-mill brewed by Lost Grove, but they actually were packaged by Payette Brewery, who we recently had on a couple weeks ago. So nothing new out here. Same old, you know, sending out emails, bringing guests on in, inviting them into the world. You know it. We're booked into middle of September now, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll get to that list before the end of this episode, but it's an impressive list. Mash, that Idaho outline is getting pretty filled up. What's the next one to come?
It is. I ordered Florida. Hoppy sent me out a nice little package with a lot of good stickers. So I just ordered Florida. Probably by next episode, you're going to see a nice little Florida edition. And after that, it might be Tennessee. I know I got a nice common law sticker to throw up and represent for the podcast for my man Brad out there. So those are the next two on the list, man.
Well, now I got to get you more Florida stickers. I'm going to fill that thing up for you.
I need them.
So the viewers and the listeners out there, Mash is collecting brewery stickers from different states that he puts back there. So the next one is Florida. If you're in Florida, you've got your hands on some Florida brewery stickers. I'm sure Mash would appreciate those and probably return the favor of some kind. So if you come across something, slip one in the envelope. They're pretty cheap nowadays. Just send it his way. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
My ultimate goal is to collect all 50 states, have stickers from all 50 states of places I've visited, or family members, whomever sends me stickers have been, and then just build a nice big old map of the USA. Because we love beer here in the good old USA, so that's what I'm representing.
Awesome. Speaking of stamps, let's go check in with Hoppy. Hoppy, have you sent many packages out COD lately?
Yes, actually, Mash and Jay, your beer packages are in the mail, but they were properly weighted and measured.
Yeah.
I've never had to pay for a package that came from her, so you guys just are out of luck.
Yeah, just kind of an inside thing, right? If you get a package from Hoppy, plan to go to the post office and pay for it.
One time.
What
do you keep that readily available at all times? So 13 cents that you had to pay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
15. It's 15. I could probably afford 13, but 15's
That was too much. And just so you know, I actually made Lucky another koozie and resent it so he didn't have to spend that 15 cents.
I do have it. Yes, I do. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Lucky's beer is still in my fridge because I don't have a box to fit that. I got to get one tall enough to fit the Pliny the Elder. So his beer is going to go out later this week, but I will make sure it has enough postage because you can't mess around with Pliny.
Awesome. Pliny, he's getting Pliny in the mail?
He is.
What?
I only had one to spare, though. He's never had one. He's got a apothecary.
So neither have I.
I didn't know that.
I've never had it either.
What?
Well, this just got off.
None of you guys have had Pliny before?
She said you're married. Your cherry's been popped.
Yeah.
No, I've had Pliny before, but I'd never turned down somebody sending me a free one. That's for damn sure.
Well, I had a friend in New York had somebody send her a 12-pack from California because they're shipping it now, and then she sent us down 8 to split with a friend. And I've already drank, I think, 2 of them, and I only have 1 left.
Wow.
And then one's going to Lucky, so they go fast.
Lucky, you're a lucky man, Lucky. That's going to be a great beer.
He just got he had like 3 heady toppers sent to him too. Yeah. Well, only one has made it, but
only one made it. Only one made it, and I'm saving it.
I am too. I'm saving it for a good episode.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Hoppy, what you sipping on down there in Florida?
I actually just opened a growler from Castle Church Brewing. This is a Doppelbock called Mighty Fortress. I know I've mentioned them before, but they're actually a church and a brewery, and they make a lot of like old school styles. So after this, I have another growler from them that's a German hazy IPA.
Oh,
so
wow.
yes,
I didn't
very
know
good.
Germans made hazy IPAs.
That sounds interesting. So let's
maybe they use German hops or something.
All right. I think we might be back in some places. Let me check. I think we're on. Yeah, we're there. Let me see if I can get the. Let me see if I can get the other guys on here. I'm not sure what had happened, so stand by just a second, if you don't mind. Technical errors. Technical errors. I think we're back. Are you guys back? Can you hear me?
I'm back. I can hear you.
I didn't go anywhere.
It might have. This one might have been on my end. As I said, this is the.
Oh Jesus! This is.
We have some. This is definitely amateur hour at Hoppy Hour. Some technical difficulties. I believe we lost the internet here for a minute, but I think we're recovered.
Jay goes golfing before we go live.
Yeah, I think we're recovered. If anybody can comment on the Facebook feed, that would be great. And just
we have.
We're back. I think we're back on.
We've got it covered.
Yeah, we're back on YouTube, back on Facebook. I think we're good to go. All right, we're back here. Macaulay Culkin did it. Home Alone, tearing shit up. As always.
But you don't send me the winning bomber jacket.
That is going to be the bomber jacket. Only one way to get it tonight. Caller, you're on the phone. I believe we still have you. So if you can hold there just a second, we'll be back with you. The only way you're going to get it tonight is drop in that donation bucket. And tonight it's Fisher House, the Fisher House. And we'll hear a little bit more about them when the caller gets on the line.
Love me some Fisher House, man.
Yeah, we've got, we'll get him on here in a minute, but David Doran from Running with Beer. I'm cracking a new one up here. This is the first sip of
Ooh, that looks
nice.
Juicy
Where
hazy.
did you get that at? I love
tropical.
the art.
This is a Brotherly Love design out of AMB. Another one of Brotherly Love's.
Can you send me that for the can alone next time?
Yeah, no kidding.
My wife's favorite thing is hot air balloons, so that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, this is a new release, so I can definitely get it out to you.
It's saying we're off air still, just a heads up.
I think that might be a little bit delayed because I'm looking at it and I'm seeing Jay right after he's showing us this.
This is weird.
Hoppy Mommy's mommy says we're. Oh no, she says we're off there. This is tough.
I just opened up a sour.
It's not letting me reply to people either. David just made a really funny comment, and I want to comment back, but
let me check.
We're on a loop. I don't know. Oh no!
So do we have to go live again? Probably, right? If they were looping.
Well, this is awkward.
Yeah.
This is the. Well, Corey just chimed in. Corey just chimed in and said, "Good evening, Hop family. Let me see what is going on."
It just said Jeff's watching.
I know because when I was looking at it, you were holding up the can that you just popped.
I have this. Yeah, I have the feed up, and you're texting. You're doing. What's happening?
Tragic.
We're good.
I think we should all go.
This has honestly never happened before.
Yeah, no, we're good.
I can't tell you how many times I've said that in my life, but
I think we're good.
It's okay. It happens to everybody once in a while.
Yeah, we're popping a lot of cherries tonight.
Uh-oh.
That's too much. All right. Guess it didn't land.
That's where we draw the line.
Didn't land. It's fine.
They can't all be the best.
This is a little bit delayed. Jay's drinking the can on the thing. So all right, well,
Yeah, I think it's just catching up. So we're back. I think we're getting to you. Lucky's not back. Lucky is gone. But we're here. So let's get this damn thing started. If nothing more, we're at least recording it for the first time tonight. It just happens to be that we're recording the worst one we've had so far. But yeah, we're back. Let's go. Let's go check in with our call. Hey, when you try to bring in 5 people from different locations on the internet, you're tend to going to have some issues. So
we had a good run.
Yeah, we had
a good couple months.
Good couple of months until it all has to fall apart on this episode. Lucky, you are definitely just a Skype image. If you can look at the feed.
Turn your camera on.
Try to join us again, but we'll get to the caller. Let's go check in with Dave. Dave, are you there? Is things right between us?
I just took a picture.
I am here.
Hey, there he
Awesome.
is.
Hey, the first thing to work tonight, Dave, you are the lucky charm. How are you tonight? Uh-oh.
Well, I'll tell you after I sip on this beer.
Nice. Well, at least we have you there. Yeah. So tell us. So where we like to start is kind of tell us what got you started in craft beer. What was your first sip of beer? Was it out of Grandpa's refrige? What is Uncle's refrigerator? The garage refrigerator? Kind of what was your start in the beer, and how did you get started in the whole thing?
Really wasn't the biggest beer fan until I was stationed in Germany for a few years, and that ruined it for me. I mean, it was on. Once I had my first double dunkel, I was the happiest puppy in the world.
So, what branch are you, if you don't mind me asking real quick?
Army.
Oh, geez. Look at that. There you go, Jay Brew. I'm Air Force, so I had to ask.
Yeah, we was just giving Mash a hard time about his promotion. He's coming up on promotion, and I asked him what that was about, and that was pretty interesting. Yeah, they take tests, which is pretty cool. I wish it was that way in the Army, to be honest with you. We have to go and throw in a board, or did. I'm sure they still do the same things now, but yeah. So obviously, first dive into beer had to be Germany. When did you come back to the States? What year was that?
It was about 2003.
Oh, so there was a little bit of a craft beer scene, not too much, but obviously things had started at that point. So you wasn't completely disappointed to get back in like the mid to late 90s where everything is domestic beer and nothing really going on in the craft scene yet.
No, the next real crafty beer I can remember is probably Arrogant Bastard.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that is I'm kind of on the fence about that one as well, but it's, if there's only that one, it will work. If there's other beer selections, it's not that one. I'm kind of on that one with you. So you got started in the beer scene in Germany. You get back to the States. What got you started with the organization that you are the founder of now? How did that come about?
Recently retired out of the Army. Had some more time to do things I enjoy. And if we could draw a Venn diagram in our head, I would be running and drinking beer.
Nice.
There you go.
There it is.
That's the best two things. You run so you can drink beer. That's the way I see it.
So are you one of those guys that you're like Hoppy, you go on beer runs where literally you show up at a brewery and run and then come back and drink beer? Are you that deep into running and beer?
Yes and no. Not since COVID. I'm more of a take a nice craft beer out on a long run, drink it about halfway, and then run back.
Oh,
God,
nice.
and you're able to do that without like feeling sick? Oh my God.
Man.
Oh yeah. I have experience. I mean, 18 years of the Army, you put up with quite a bit of stuff. But a bloated stomach from a beer is not the least of my concerns.
Yeah, that would be a tough one for me as well. That is a tough sell because I'm kind of like everybody else. I don't mind running and then coming back and drinking a beer, but I don't think I could run out, drink half a beer, drink a beer, and then run back. That would be that would be tough.
I could do it. I had one of the breweries I do. I met a friend before the run club started, and I was like, all right, I'll just have a light lager. I ran faster than I normally do that day. It was like my spinach, and I was Popeye. So, you got to give it a chance sometimes.
I will be honest. I usually sometimes will get off our thing here, and I'll hop off after drinking a couple beers, and I will go run. So I can see how it can be beneficial.
Yeah, I will tell you.
There are no real rules with running with beer. Run before, during, or after.
Yeah, I will say riding, like a stationary bike, if I drink a couple of beers and then jump on a stationary bike, I can crush my PRs. Like my output is phenomenal, but I don't know that I could do that running. That would be a tough sell for me. So, Dave, what got you started? Why did you create the group? What was the inspiration behind the group, and how long has your group been around?
Since November 18, and originally I was just going to run, drink the beer, review the beer, and post it on the internet, and eventually get enough followers that I could convince somebody to pay for my races.
Ah,
and,
that's a good idea.
Review the beers at the local brewery after the race or something. It was just an idea, but it's definitely more since then.
Nice.
Evolved.
So what has it turned into? What you're following? What's different? What has morphed about it than your original plan? Because I would think if you could create a group, I mean, I guess we've kind of done the same thing, but we haven't involved running at this point. We're just drinking beer. What has changed of the original plan that you're doing now, and how has it grown from your original idea?
It's definitely more community based. It's more about getting other people out and active and enjoying life. We put on a free run every month, and all you have to do is follow the rules, and you get a free sticker. And that seems to keep people going.
Yeah, that's awesome. So where can people find your group? Where is this group based, and how do people become a part of it?
Easiest way is Facebook, just Running with Beards. You could also find the webpage. Should be number 1 now. But I'm still developing the webpage. I'm on Instagram, but my Instagram game is not that strong.
We can relate to the website definitely ourselves. We're still currently building our website as well, so we really relate to that.
Yeah.
But so can anybody? So you say you run, join. Is it just like if we locally join and run with you, or can say I get connected with your group, I run, that kind of thing? How does that work? Is it just a local, or are you branching out, getting connected all sorts of ways that way?
Local, it's really flexible. So, I mean, usually the rules for a run would be something like this. This month is a Ranger Panty run. So put on your shorter shorts, drink a beer before, during, or after. Go for a run however far you want to go. Post a picture. Doesn't have to be of your meaty size. It can be of anything. Post a picture to the Facebook page and shoot me your address, and I send you a sticker.
All right, I do see that now. I'll have to dig out, the Air Force. They love their shorty shorts as far as regular PT, so I'll have to bust out the short shorts just for this occasion. Then I'm seeing it now. I think I'll get in on this action.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've got the
was a little bit. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish up talking about the shorts there.
Oh, no, last month was Run for a Reason. So instead of Ranger Panties, it was donate $5 to charity.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Those are really good ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that kind of falls in line with what I was just getting ready to talk about. Fisher House is our nonprofit for this episode with the donate button up. Go ahead and hit that. There's already been a few. Brad, Nick, Hoppy, or Lucky rather. Hoppy, Mommy's Mommy. Scroll down the list here. Corey, one of our newest Patreons. I'm going to love that one, Corey. Appreciate you, man. And appreciate you joining the Hops News family. Brian, another Hops News family members. Appreciate you guys. and definitely apologize for the little bit of technical issues in the beginning. This is what happens when you're on residential internet service and you're not on like a T1 line or a good line somewhere at a company or at a university where you know it's stable. But appreciate you guys donating. Already donations flying in for us for the Fisher House. If anybody knows what the Fisher House is, it's a great organization.
They do so much good work. I've actually used them myself.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. So tell us about it, Mash. Tell us about you using the Fisher House.
So at least for in the Air Force, I'll let Dave take over since I know he's very well acquainted as well. But they're a donation based for a lot of places. They wounded warriors, wounded vets, families will come and they'll stay at the Fisher Houses while their loved ones receiving care, things like that. I've stayed for a different reason, just a medical trip outside of nothing wounded, nothing like that. So that's my experience with them. When I was stationed at Eglin, they had one there. I know that they do a lot of good things. Like they pay for all the food that's stocked in the house. You get to stay there for free, and it's all through the donations that we provide for them. So I'll let Dave take it from here and explain further because he might have some better experiences than I do. Dave, if you can tell us a little bit about your experience and things like that with the Fisher House, we'd love to hear that.
Well, you nailed it. I mean, a couple of times I saw it was in Landstuhl, Germany, but also back at Walter Reed, especially the long-term patients, the burn patients, man.
Mm-hmm.
People can't afford to spend a month, 2 months in a hotel, an entire family. But the Fisher House will hook them up and take care of them and make sure they're not left behind, that they can be there taking care of their family members.
That's awesome.
100%. They like I said, they stock the whole place with food, bedding, whatever you need. They take care of these families. So it's something that definitely hits close home for me, especially.
Yeah, that's great. And that's the donation button tonight. It's similar to the Ronald McDonald House, is what Brian mentioned there in the chat.
That's a good way.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Definitely a great organization. So they're the nonprofit for tonight. If you want to be entered for the bomber jacket drawing, you have to drop some change in that donation bucket tonight, and you'll be entered. Easy. Great organization.
Too easy.
Yeah. So Dave, have you guys done some fundraising for the Fisher House yourself with the Running with Beer program that you have?
Not yet. When it comes to charities, I like people to choose their own. I don't want to direct them in any specific direction. I let them fly free.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Dave, what else about the organization should viewers know before we let you go for the time being? It's been great to have you on. We definitely appreciate your time, and I'm sure there are things we have missed, but what else would you like people to know about the organization?
Before long, we'll actually have some swag coming out. T-shirts, hats, that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
I have to ask, do you guys, when you have local races in your area, do you guys usually team up at the races, like, the group that you've kind of assembled?
No, we're too spread out. I mean,
oh, okay.
I got 18,000 followers on Facebook, but that doesn't equate to many in any specific area.
Brag.
Yeah,
that's really cool. So you kind of just get everybody
incredible.
going on the social media, kind of just pepping everybody up, kind of like that.
Yeah. I try to show up to local races and volunteer and help out a little bit. Throw a few stickers around and encourage them.
awesome.
Very cool. I have to say, because there's 2 breweries in the area that I run with. More breweries around here do it. I'm based in Florida. And one of the first brewery that did it, a lot of them do the local runs. And I love when I cross the finish line at a local run, I see all these people that I see only Tuesdays at the brewery cheering me on. And it really gives you like that extra, because running, even if you like it, it still kind of sucks. So, and it's hard.
True story.
So it's really nice when you see people cheering you on. So it's the running, everybody's like, well, why do you run? You hate it. For one, I do it for the beer. And for 2, it's the camaraderie and it's being there for each other. And that's really cool that you're, reaching across the country. And well, probably more than that if you spend some time in Germany and you got 18,000 followers. And I'm one of them now. So that's really cool.
I am very much too. I can't wait to get in on this short shorts run.
Yeah, I guarantee you'll get an entry from MASH. There is no doubt the MASH has some short shorts in that drawer of his to run in.
Hiking those babies up.
Hey, he'll be able to add it to one of his state stickers, so that'll be an addition for there for sure. Dave, we definitely appreciate your time, and as a guy that I'm not running much in the past couple of weeks because I'm dealing with some sort of injury, but I'm on track to do some serious running here in the very near future. So I definitely appreciate what it is that you're doing through beer. I mean, philanthropy through beer is amazing, and it just goes to show with great organizations like yours how that happens. The things that are happening through beer and giving back to our community is unbelievable. I wish there was a way to put a number on it, like nationwide, what that number looks like, because it's astronomical. I can guarantee you that. And just simple things like you're doing is unbelievable, and keep doing what it is that you're doing. If you've already got a following of 18,000 people, that's pretty amazing. And if you can create some swag with running for beer, running with beer, man, you can sell a lot of that, because that's pretty popular all over the place. I hear often from Hoppy about her running times and brewery runs, so I know that there's a lot more that are doing it, and they do it pretty regularly in the Raleigh, Charlotte area up here as well. But great organization. We appreciate your time, Dave, and look forward to let's stay in touch and tag us when you have events going on, because we'd love to try to help spread that word for you. And if you ever do any type of big event where you need to get the message out, let us know. We'd love to be able to produce a show about your events.
Yeah, that is one of my dreams, to be a real race director someday.
Hey, I will tell you, just start it, man. Do a beer mile. Do a beer mile in your local area. Get a track. Get 100 people to register, or 50 people, or 20 people even, man. Just do your first one. But beer miles are pretty popular around here. That is that's an interesting one. But I tell you, just do it. If you want a platform to help spread your word, let us know. We will definitely be a part of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, Dave, appreciate you, man.
Cheers, Dave.
Yes,
Yeah, cheers. Have a good
Cheers.
one. Thanks for dealing with our technical issues.
Yes. If you're just tuning
Never
in,
happened before.
if you're just tuning in, we had our first big technical issue tonight. We figured it out, but you know what?
It happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I
Hoppy's
mean,
over here opening a wine bottle-sized beer.
No, it's a growler.
yeah. Let's run down. That's not Hoppy. That's not Hoppy either. Oh man, we've got them all messed up.
If you missed it-
Yeah, we've got them all
Jay
messed
Brew,
up.
fixes this.
Let
In
me-
case you were
Let me
not
fix them
following
up.
the chat, anybody who signs up Patreon this month, you're getting a video of me running in short shorts for the occasion. So, Hoppy's mom requested it. You're getting it.
Well, Hoppy's mom requested it.
Yeah, that is awesome. That'll be an interesting one there. I think we've almost got them. We're almost there. Sorry about this, folks. See, this is why we can't bring guests on the camera. If everybody sees that, I think we might be back to normal now. Yeah, when people drop in and out from the I'm going to get real nerdy here for a minute. The lower thirds that you see around or at the bottom of each one of our videos is not associated with the video feed. It is just an overlay graphic that overlays the entire scene. So when I go down here to go up there to Milwaukee, Wisconsin with Lucky, that is just overlaying the screen. It's not attached to his video feed. So when people come in and out of our video feeds, I don't have any control over where they go. And what you just seen is what happens when I go to Hoppy Mommy and it's MASH. That doesn't match up.
I was just trying to run beer school tonight, okay?
I was passing the torch.
So speaking of, let's go check in with Lucky up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin before we get to beer school. Lucky, what are you sipping on up there still in Wisconsin?
I just had to grab a new one. It's beer. It's called Damn. That's a good double IPA. It's really good.
Damn,
It's from
that's
the
a good
same,
double IPA.
I love that can.
It's
Me too.
awesome. It's really cool. I bought it just because of the can art, but it's the same brewery that I had before, the Explorium Beer Pub or Brew Pub, in Greendale. So yeah, it's really good. First sip is really good. It's going down smooth.
Awesome. Make sure you save some of that for the after hours show.
Got plenty. Don't worry.
Hey, you've got quite the electrical show going on in the background again tonight. That is.
I don't. It's really
some
loud.
more lightning.
You guys can't hear it in the background, but it's very loud.
Oh, we can hear it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds a little like a fish tank.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I don't know
You're
what to
fine.
tell you.
Let's go check in with Mash.
Okay.
Mash, what are you sipping on over there in Mountain Home, Idaho?
I got a nice, I haven't been a sour fan until Brad sent me a sour from Southern Grist, and now I picked up another one from Grand Teton. As you can see, it's nice and purpley looking. It's called a Mountain Berry Sour Ale from Grand Teton Brewery. Phenomenal, actually. And all of a sudden, I like sours, or I don't like them. I can tolerate them, I guess. So more of I'm gonna casually drink tonight. Is where I'm at.
Sours are pretty interesting beer. I think we talked about this the last time with Brad. They're either like really offensive or they're just not good.
This one has raspberry, boysenberry, blackberry, and blueberry. So that's probably why I like it, because it's all nice and fruity.
Nice. So is this a one and done beer, or could you drink 6 of these?
No, actually, I could honestly, for that 101 degree day coming up on Saturday, I could probably drink about 5 or 6 of these sitting on the back porch while the kids run through the water. So I would definitely recommend, and maybe whomever wants to exchange, I'll get a couple of these, and I'll send them your way if you're a sour fan. I'll try to find some more of these to send your way, because I definitely recommend.
Well, Hoppy Mommy's mommy said that's a beautiful color beer, Mash. So she's a fan of the color. She might want to get in on that beer trade and let you send her one of those. Don't forget about that.
I think I'll have to.
Yeah, don't forget about that beer trade going on in the Hops News family there.
The beers I sent you
Is it
guys
okay?
is from.
Yep.
Is it okay if I tell your mom to slide into my DMs? Is that acceptable tonight?
We've already done that.
She's a married woman, Mash.
Hey, Lucky says in the background, I've already done that. Don't worry.
We're just looking for fun.
Yeah, that is awesome. Speaking of beer school, let's head down to Florida. Hoppy Mommy. Uh-oh. Are we frozen up again?
She's
Like
frozen. We're not going to beer school yet.
We're not.
She said, screw this. You're sliding to my mom's DMs. I'm out.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was kidding.
We're not.
I was kidding.
We
Just
are
kidding.
not.
Kidding.
But we'll go back to the 4 of us and look at the Hoppy Mommy frozen in Florida. Man, what a night. What a
on my Facebook
night.
feed too.
Yeah.
It's great. Is it the weather? Because right here the weather is absolutely garbage.
It's sunny here, man.
See it and hear it in the background.
I tell you what, I'm going to have to drink a shitload of beer in the after hours because it's been a hell of a damn episode so far.
I might switch to something a little harder than beer. I don't know about you guys. This has been one of those nights.
Yeah, this has definitely been one of those nights. It's been an interesting one. Don't forget about the bomber jacket. It is still up for grabs.
Well, the last person left in the stream gets the bomber jacket tonight.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
You deserve it if you've sat through all of this.
Yeah, this has been an interesting one. We'll talk about the money that we raised. Money we raised. Episode so far was $1,219.
We're about 1,300 now after tonight and Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be close to 1,300 after those. Local support. We've talked about this before. We also do a little bit of technical support with technical and equipment in the local communities.
I don't know if this is the right time to promote technical support.
Yeah, although tonight doesn't look like it. We've raised a shit ton of money doing it, though. $35,000 worth, giving us a total of about $36,000.
That is
Lucky,
awesome.
you better take cover up there,
Lucky's got a
Lucky.
storm going on, baby.
Man, Lucky's got fireworks going off in the background. Hoppy Mommy is MIA.
Close these? I don't know. I'm not gonna do much. I don't know
Man,
what you guys want me to do.
You'd swear to damn God we just started this tonight, and we didn't, I promise you. So anybody that's tuning in for the first time, this has been a hell of a show, and
this is crazy.
We definitely appreciate it. Let's see if we can take the empty Skype screen off there.
I'm trying to figure out Hoppy. I told her to hit rejoin. We'll see if she comes back.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. So
in case you didn't know, Lucky does stand up. What do you got for us?
Yeah, let's put Lucky on the spot. Lucky, what do you have for us?
Cannot do stand up right now.
So anyway, here's my boy Lucky.
Yeah, well, this is awkward. I don't know. The weather's pretty nice right now.
Lucky, you can tell us a little bit about this pilot you got coming up here.
Did you guys watch it?
Yeah.
Shared in the Hops News feed. What'd you think?
We did.
Yeah, it's good, man. I like it. I will tell you the holy crap big booms from Brian in the chat. I will tell you, I'm loving it. I love the questions the best, right? That is some cool stuff. So if you're in the Hops News family, you will know Lucky and Mash and Hoppy are both working on producing some content. Lucky on his own with a group of his friends, and Hoppy and Mash as a duo.
We don't have
host.
friends. That's why we're doing our duo.
Yeah, they're doing it as a duo. So it's pretty cool. We've been chatting about this for a few weeks. Actually, we started out chatting about Lucky's opportunity, and then Mash and Hoppy are kind of naturals at what they're doing. Huckleberry. Which one's this, Mash?
This is from Laughing Dog. They are in not Boise for once. It's not a Boise. It's the Sandpoint, Idaho, which is kind of far away. But the Laughing Dog Brewery that's brewed Huckleberry is a big thing out here in Idaho, which I had no idea until I came out here. Ooh.
Am I back?
You are. Hoppy's back,
okay.
Everybody.
Oh.
We can go to beer school. Somebody get me off the stage. Hoppy's back.
Hoppy's back, and she's in the right location.
Internet went out for a second.
This is horrible.
Is it a full moon?
To be fair,
Maybe it's a full moon.
Yeah,
my internet did go out before the show too. So
holy shit, we're gonna read about this in the news tomorrow. This is gonna be on the national news.
It's
national
China.
Internet outage due to China. China is having their way. Hey, this is breaking news. You guys are on to something tonight. You don't know it yet, but you're going to hear about it on the national stage tomorrow. Hoppy, can we do beer school, or are we just past beer school for the night?
I put a lot of work into this week's episode.
Good. Let's
shots off screen. She's like, I've had so much work into this.
Let's head down to Florida and check out beer school with Hoppy. Hoppy, take it away for us, please.
If it cuts out during this, though, I might lose my mind. Okay. Am I still here? Okay.
Just roll with
All
it.
right.
It's like,
So, continuing with Prohibition, and today, Prohibition ends, as does our internet connection. So, how did it end, and what the hell happened afterwards? Did things just go back to how they were in 1919? Nope. So during Prohibition, we all know crime went up, tax revenue went down, and the Great Depression hit. So basically, alcohol was banned, and the country went to shit. So many people in favor of Prohibition switched sides quicker than when Batman heard Superman yell, "Martha!"
now wait a second.
In fact, of the 22 senators who voted for Prohibition, 17 voted for its repeal. A lot of these prohibitions were, not to shock anyone, total hypocrites because they knew they'd still be allowed to drink. So FDR runs for president in 32 saying he's going to end Prohibition, and he kicked the crap out of Hoover. He immediately started working to end Prohibition in the Great Depression. He actually got the Volstead Act, which is Prohibition, rewritten just 3 months into his presidency. And what that did was you were allowed to have beer and wine that was up to 3.2%, but that was it. But then 8 months later, December 5th, 1933, the 21st Amendment officially repealed the 18th Amendment, and Prohibition was over. It is rumored that FDR celebrated with a dirty martini. So the first year alcohol was back, tax revenue was $258 million. This didn't instantly end Great Depression, but it sure as hell helped, and it funded the New Deal and got a lot of people back to work. So, post-Prohibition, what's different? Well, the states now have all the power. I'll explain the air quotes in a minute. Well, with all the power, so basically you couldn't have a federal drinking law, the states all make their own laws. So with all the power, each state has their own thing going on, and some even gave the power to the counties. hence dry counties, wet counties. So some random, confusing, and inconsistent beverage laws existed all over the country before Prohibition, but after they just got really amped up. Some of these random laws you can find in different places today. Like some places you can't have happy hour. You can't make drinks in front of children in Utah. Some places have no ladies' nights. That was because some butthurt dudes actually made this happen. I'm wondering if they're actually working on equal pay.
He went with his 6 dude friends, and there was no girls there.
Yep.
I only go out on ladies' nights.
Well, Wisconsin, you're not supposed to have them.
Well, that explains why Lucky comes home alone.
Wisconsin was one of the states.
Shit. Oh man, that explains it.
All right. So, of course, we also have limitations on what you can and cannot sell at grocery stores and open container laws and time restrictions because, you can buy a beer at 2 a.m. in a bar, but buying it at 8 a.m. at the grocery store is just absurd. There's also random ABV laws, and they're all over the place. Mississippi actually didn't even repeal Prohibition until 1966. Now, I think they're just lazy because they also don't have a statewide drinking and driving law. So there's certain counties in Mississippi. Now, before you try this, make sure you know which county you're in and if it's dry or wet. You can actually drink and drive in some counties in Mississippi as long as you're below 0.08. So one of the craziest things I found is Jack Daniel's Distillery is actually in a dry county in Tennessee.
It is. I've been there.
That's insane. So now about my air quotes saying like states control everything. If the federal government doesn't like something, they're going to use the Commerce Clause or equal protection and just kind of be like, well, you can't do that because it falls under this. So like you used to have different states would have different ages for drinking laws. So of course, then the 18, 19, and 20-year-olds would go across state, get trashed, drive back, and get in drunk accidents, and it wasn't good. So the federal government said, I'm taking your money away. I'm still good, right? I'm not frozen?
This is why we can't have fun.
Okay. Okay. So what else did Prohibition give us? They gave us more prisons, and they gave us the infamous 3-tier system. So before Prohibition, it was very common for bars to have tied houses. All this meant was a specific brewery would have a deal with a bar or lots of bars in that area that they only sold their beer. Obviously, this hurt competition and it hurt the small breweries. Also at these saloons, more people were getting trashed and doing bad things. This was particularly because these saloons were hosting events to get people in the door, but instead of trivia and yoga, it was like prostitution and cockfights. So a little bit different than today. So this is part of why Prohibition even got passed. There was also concern that the mob would legitimize all their alcohol operations and, they would be like, oh, you're still going to carry our products, and they would bully everybody. So the 3-tier system was in place to help everybody. So the 3-tier system is basically 3 separate things to get you your alcohol. You got the producer, which is the brewer. And then the second tier is the distributor, which is just the people you see in the big trucks driving around getting you your beer. And then the retailer, which is the grocery store, the restaurant, everything like that. Obviously, there's exceptions with brew pubs and breweries, and they had to fight for that, and that's different all over the state. So this 3-tier system was designed as a checks and balances of sorts. Now, each tier makes sure that the other one's doing what they're supposed to. And it was also supposed to help the little guys so that they could get their beer into the restaurants and liquor stores too. So that's supposed to be good for everybody, right? Well, in theory, yes. Since big beer producers are no longer allowed to give bars incentives to sell only their products, they give the distributors incentives to carry only their products. So many markets today have only 2 major distributors. Can anybody guess who they are? Come on.
Wiser.
There's one, and what's going to be the other one?
Coors Light.
Yes, thank you. It's InBev and Miller Coors. Okay, good job, Matt.
I did it, guys.
I wish you guys could have seen the look on Lucky's face.
Lucky's like, there's only 2? What?
Yeah.
We're talking. Lucky's thinking about ladies' night.
Question.
I'm
still stuck on that. Yeah.
So the distributors actually handle a lot of the beer sponsorships since they are the ones that are actually interacting with the retailers. And back in the mid-90s, when craft beer was actually starting to get popular, breweries like Goose Island, Sierra Nevada, Sam Adams couldn't get the big beer distributors to distribute their beer. So they ended up having to use like liquor distributors as a solution. I'm saying too much distributor. So at the time, it was just Anheuser-Busch and Miller. They're bigger now. And they basically said to the distributors, How can you properly distribute our products when you're also distributing our competitors? So Anheuser-Busch, at the time it was August Busch III, I believe, he instituted the 100% share of mind. And that's what he was saying. He was like, if you're going to sell or distribute other people, you can't distribute ours fairly. So that actually put craft beer, that's why it took us extra long to get it. We should have had this blow up in the early 2000s. Instead, we had to wait another decade because it worked. So some states like California, though, actually allow their breweries to self-distribute. And this means that they can get their own little kegs into their own little vehicle and give them to restaurants. And Sierra Nevada, that's how they grew to be so big, because they were able to do that. They tried to hire a distributor in the beginning. I didn't realize how much I was going to be saying distributor. And they're like,
Thank
this
God I'm not
costs-
taking a drink for every time.
I'm going to do that next beer school. I'm going to pick one.
Lucky and I are going to come up with a drinking game for every beer school, and you're not going to know what it is. You're going to have to guess what it is.
Okay, so they said it was too expensive to hire somebody, but because they were able to distribute it on their own at first, that's how they got to be so big. And they have really good beer, so that helps too. Meanwhile, in Florida, if you have a restaurant next door to your brewery, you can't walk a keg over there. It's illegal. Now, this has gotten better in recent years. More states are changing their distribution requirement.
Drink.
And with demand from people like us, you're seeing more craft on the shelves at grocery stores today. However, it's not as much as you think. I often see people post Blue Moon or Vasasur or Golden Road, Elysian, 10 Barrel, and use hashtag craft beer. No, that's not true. Now, I'm not saying you can only drink beer. I got a couple Bourbon County Stouts in my fridge right now, right here, and they're delicious. I'm also saying 3-tier doesn't have some redeeming qualities. I'm just saying the more fair the competition is for everyone, the more options and better prices we as consumers get. So it's a win-win. On that note, I'm going to leave you with a totally random fact that I learned while researching this. Sierra Nevada in the early 80s bought a bottle filler from Anchor, which was used at Siebens Brewery in Chicago during Prohibition. And if anybody remembers Mafia Beer School, this was one of Capone's breweries and the home of the most infamous Prohibition Mafia double cross. So in conclusion, craft breweries today are still feeling the effects of Prohibition. Cheers. Distribute. Distribution.
Everybody drink.
Awesome. Another great episode. We've got to put this on like one episode, like all of your schools in a series, and sell it.
There you go.
Hey, that's a good release for
I got
our
to make
website.
sure my references are all in there, though. And if anybody ever wants to know more, I mean, I can give you book recommendations and websites. Like, I like this shit. I don't know why, but I think I'm
Storing
fascinated.
books at the computer.
Oh, and I actually found a case. So I don't know if MASH is cutting out or if I'm cutting out again, but all I saw was
Oh, is it my turn?
But to go off of Lucky's article that he shared on Tuesday about Burger King and Mickler doing the beer there. So I found an article that had said that Burger King tried to get beer into the Burger Kings in Florida. And because some of the same shareholders have shares in Anheuser-Busch and Burger King, they weren't legally allowed to do it because of the 3-tier system, because they would be a producer and a retailer.
Oh.
Thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Hops News family, also known as Patreon, or formerly known as Patreon. We've got some outstanding members, and I'm going to name them: Corey, Dave, Mama Lucky, Joshua, Rob, Brian, Brad, Hoppy Mommy's Mommy, Jason, and Jeff. Jeff was our first one, broke it off at the Sip of Sunshine level. I will tell you guys, literally, without you, we wouldn't be where we're at today. And I know it probably doesn't look like much today because we were all over the damn place, but I think we pulled it together.
Get the internet bill up, man.
Yeah, what I will tell you, though, is behind the scenes, we are producing a legitimate website. Because of you guys, we are starting to design some merch gear. Because of you guys, we are starting to put out other content because of you guys. I can't say how grateful the four of us on this side of the screen are for I believe it's 11 of you now. It's been truly humbling and amazing that you guys have stepped up to the plate to do what it is that you're doing. It allows us to take what it is that we do. It allows us to spend a little bit of money behind it, get our name out there. We've bought our way to about 2,000 followers over the past week. Actually, we added about 200. So over the past week of our advertising that we've done on Facebook, there may be some of you new that are watching for the first time because of that ad. We were able to spend a little bit more money and continue to do some of the projects we had lined up to do. We will always make it about other nonprofits. We're just able to take the money that we are making through Patreon and our Hops News family and stretch it a little bit further than what the people as an individual could do. So we definitely appreciate that. We're putting it to work. That I will tell you, the gentleman that's designing the website, it will be nothing but spectacular. I mean, that guy's work is simply amazing. So we're looking forward to that being done. We are definitely wrapping our heads. We're early in the merch game, but it is our plan when we release the new website that is part of it. And we hope to make new content, and that's thanks to Mash. He's really inspired me to pursue that. And we will be successful in it. One thing that I want to make sure that we're doing,
You're welcome.
Yeah. One thing that I want to make sure that we're doing, though, is bringing fresh content every week to the merch store. And that's going to be very important as well to keep people coming back. So we've got a lot of irons in the fire, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys that are part of this Hops News family to make that happen. That being said, if you're interested in supporting us in any sort of way, one of these guys will drop the link to our Patreon page there in the chat. Feel free to support us, join us. I will tell you the after hours is pretty fun. There's a couple more spots left on the Sip of Sunshine. We hope to bring one of them back as a co-host on Tuesday. It'll be a new co-host. So if you're interested in co-hosting with us on our Tuesday night shows or episodes, or maybe even on a Thursday night if one of us can't make it, you'll have that opportunity. I will also say that our first beer collaboration is coming up very soon. We are making strides in that with Common Law Brewing, with Bomber Jacket, all to benefit Bottle Share. So to be a part of that collaboration beer, you have to be in the Hops News family. And if you're a part of that collaboration, you're going to have everything to do with that beer, from what the recipe is to the can art to what it is that we're going to do to push that beer out and to help get more sponsors, more people involved, so we can give more money to Bottle Share. If you missed that episode, go back, find that episode, check out Bottle Share, what that's all about, because that's a great cause that actually Lucky is going to be with them this weekend. We'll have some live segments. Jealous. Yeah, we'll have some live segments from Milwaukee cool. this weekend. And I'm completely jealous of Lucky because he's going to be a part of something special up there with Chris and Mobcraft. It's going to be a great time. You'll hear more about it. We'll push it out on our social medias and let you know when that's going to happen. But that's what's going on. Let's check in with Mash because he's got a lineup. Mash the closer. If you get an email from this dude, you're just going to do whatever he says.
Power of persuasion, baby. Facts. I'm out there actually just telling everybody I'm running in short shorts, and they're like, I gotta see that shit. So that being said, we do have quite the lineup. Thankfully, I hit up a lot of breweries, and honestly, I've only ever been turned down a couple times, and that's not, I don't even care. Turn me down, whatever. I just am so excited to be talking to all these different breweries that a lot in the Boise area, a lot all over. Coming up on Tuesday, we actually have Danny from Beers Giving. They are doing a big movement as far as, a lot like what Dave was doing with Running with Beer, only they are focusing there on for people of color, things like that right now. July 16th, we have Jen from Baxter. Baxter's out of Maine. They are really, really good, and they're going to be teaming up with State Parks. And if you've never been to Baxter State Park in Maine, beautiful, beautiful area. July 19th, we have our international episode, which is actually my son's deciding to join us.
Hey, Mash, you can bring him in. Have him sit down next to you and help tell us about who's coming up. That's all right.
There you go.
Yeah. He can join us,
joined us one night on...
She's telling me somebody's at the door. Well, guess what? Somebody's going to stay at the door because I'm naming off names. And guess what? I ain't got time for somebody at the door.
Yeah. Awesome.
July 23rd, we have Kenny Gold, founder of Hop Culture Magazine. And if you know anything about the beer game, you know Kenny and what they do at the Hop Culture Magazine. They got a lot of good articles out. And then on the 28th, we got Kevin and Graham, which we're doing kind of 2 international episodes inadvertently this month. So like I was saying, on July 19th, we have a German brewer coming on. Well, July 28th, we have a Canadian brewery coming on. And they're 3 Block Brewing. They're going to be coming on talking to us, which is pretty exciting because I love Ontario, Canada. July 30th, we got Tripping Animals. August 6th, we got Wellbeing Brewing, who is another non-alcoholic craft brewery. August 11th, we have PorchDrinking.com. They're out of Denver, Colorado. I skipped July 21st. I'm sorry, Bryant from Full Pour. He is coming on, also another Denver, Colorado. August 13th, we got Shipyard. I can't tell you. That's right around the release of Pumpkinhead. So I hope I got some friends in Maine willing to slide into my DMs. So we'll talk further about that. August
20th. Their beer. I'll send you everything but Pumpkinhead.
If that's fine. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Shipyard's Tap Room. I cannot recommend enough. They are them and Sam Adams were like my beginnings, if I can say. So I'm excited about that. August 20th, White Dog. August 27th, we got Pontoon Brewing. Then September 4th, possibly Hidden Spring. And September 10th, the Raleigh Brewing Company. So we got breweries coming on into the middle of September right now. So we're doing a lot of great things. I'm super, super stoked. As I normally would say, I'm wicked excited about this. So make sure to tune in, share, subscribe, whatever. Help us get more breweries on to grow what we're doing.
Awesome, Mash. While we're on you there, so you can go take care of business real quick before after hours, how do people find you on social media?
Yeah, so before you just stare at my backdrop real quick to figure out what's happening in the actual part of my house here, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Matthew Tyler with 2 R's, because just like I'm basic, you know me in the pumpkin game, I'm basic. So I keep it first and middle, and then you can find me at Untapped at Mash Hops. And then on Facebook, even if you want to hit me up on Facebook, feel free to. I will respond. I'm always down for some good conversation. So feel free to get in, and look forward to talking to you guys.
Mash, we appreciate you being that closer that you are. Hoppy. There you are, enjoying that growler. Hey, and if you haven't caught Hoppy on an international Hoppy Hour edition that we do one Sunday a month, man, she breaks out the big guns at like 10 o'clock Eastern Sunday mornings. She's drinking double-digit stouts like they're coffee. Hoppy, how can people follow you and keep up with those double-digit stouts on Sundays mornings?
You can find me, the Hoppy Mommy, no spaces, on Untapped and Instagram. And yeah, all those delicious coffee stouts are all super high ABV and they're delicious. And then I have the rest of the day to sober up and I feel like $100 the next day. So it's a win-win. But also stay tuned. Mash and I think we're going to be dropping our first Hops Geek News on Monday. So we posted a little preview on the family page, but we're going to kind of make it look a little nicer, fix a few things, maybe make an intro. We're not really sure. And we're going to start doing that. I think we're going to try to drop that once every Monday. It won't be live. But we'll try to get it on Spotify and YouTube and all the fun stuff. And it should be a lot of fun. Everything geek, Marvel, DC, Disney, Game of Thrones, all that fun stuff.
Yes, that'll be a great one. I'm even looking forward to that one. So if we're going to drop that Monday, let's get hot on that tomorrow. Legitimately. So we got to put that together. So real quick, David, in the chat ask, why don't more breweries ship out of state? I understand the licensing and all, too much money. I pay $30 for shipping for beers. David, it's simple. Some breweries cannot sell by shipment. They can't sell through the mail. There's a lot of states, more states than not. Breweries or anybody that produces alcohol cannot sell direct to the consumer via shipping.
Yeah, Florida's one of them.
Yep. Lucky. What's the Tinder handle out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin that everybody can find you?
Someone put my Tinder handle in there tonight. What was it?
Was it your mom?
No.
It was Jeff.
Ladies' Night,
Wisconsin.
Ladies' Night, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Ladies'
Somebody
Night,
said
Wisconsin. Okay. No. That's
shout out to
you
Jeff.
Can find me on Tinder on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, find me on Instagram at luckman.nick. As just like Mash, I am very basic. Yeah, look for me this weekend. I am so excited to be with Chris and Bottle Share at Mobcraft Brewery. We had them on how many weeks ago now? It feels like forever ago since we've had
It was
them
only a
on.
couple weeks ago. Not even.
I know. It's crazy. But I'm super excited. We're going to be doing something live there. I'm not totally sure what yet. But stay tuned. We'll start pumping it. And yeah, it's pretty much it. Feeling lucky. The first episode is going to drop sometime also soon. That's what we might be. We're kind of waiting on the confirmation for the whole Feeling Lucky squad to be at Mobcraft. I know they have like a limited capacity, so I'm for sure going to be there. The other two co-hosts might be, and we have gotten the okay to shoot whatever content we want.
Nice.
So if that all happens, we might get the first episode of Feeling Lucky live, or not live, just at Mobcraft with Chris as a guest, which will be awesome. So tune into that one because that'll probably be the best for sure.
Bad shit, son.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm super, super, super excited. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Back here in the home of internet troubles tonight. Don't forget about the bomber jacket. You can still make the donation for the Macaulay Culkin Home Alone bomber jacket. You have to donate via the donation button set up there on the feed right now, on the live feed, for the Fisher Home. That's a great organization. When I was in the Army, we had plenty of soldiers that took advantage of that organization, and not really took advantage of it, but had to. Like we know, when you have a medical emergency, especially when you're a young soldier in the military, there's not a lot of extra funds left over for hotel stays, especially extended hotel stays, because of medical emergencies, and that is a large part of what they do. So make a donation to those guys. I know we can do better than where we're at right now. It would be great to make them notice tonight. Definitely help those guys out for what you can, and you'll be entered for the random drawing of that bomber jacket. It'll be a good one. We're running low on them, which means we'll be having our custom ones arrive anytime. I might hit up Alexander while we're on the after hours just to see what's up with that. And after hours is following this. If you're part of the Hops News family or the Patreon group, the link is already posted there. We're going to hit that with the Zoom as soon as we get off here, and we'll join you there. You can follow, like, share, subscribe, anything you want to do for Hops News, easy. Just at Hops News on all of those networks, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, not yet on YouTube. So go and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we definitely want to get a custom URL there. Make a Facebook or make an email address for your guinea pig or your horse or your cat or your dog or whatever it may be, and subscribe to our YouTube account because we still need some more subscriptions there. So we are literally begging for subscriptions right now.
I want Lucky's Tinder dates to go out on date with him, and then he makes them subscribe by the end of the night.
Yes.
When Jay said, make one for your horse, I heard something totally different. And,
Hey, Lucky, you can make one for them too. Lucky, make one for them too for us. Hey, if that was the case, we'd have probably been there a long time ago, just off of Lucky's Tinder profile.
The happy hours always come full circle. I mentioned prostitution earlier.
Listen,
prostitution.
we're
Come on
pimping Lucky out.
Yeah. So whoever it is, whatever you want to call them, just make them a YouTube account and subscribe for us. That would be awesome.
God.
Hey, Patreon Hops News family member is real. We appreciate you guys sticking it out through our challenging internet times, but I can promise you,
I don't know.
you're going to hear about China fucking around with the internet on the national stage tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the after hours show as soon as we get off here.
After hours, baby.
Cheers. It's been real. We'll be back Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, same place. Have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh yeah, let's get this going. I'm feeling great.